Claudie die land weer aan die praat. Daar is vrae oor die nuwe polisieminister en die nuwe hoof van die valke. En asof die Turkse en Franse verkiesings nie genoeg is nie, gaan Brittanje ook binnekort stembus stuur. Maar eers, die leier van die UDM, Bantu Holomisa, het gevra vir 'n nasionale kongres en neem ook die voortou in die stryd vir 'n geheime stemming tydens die mosie van wantroue in ons president. Mr. Holomisa, welcome tonight. Why are you fighting so hard that the motion of no confidence be subject to a secret vote?
The reason for doing so is that we want all members of parliament to vote freely, given that since we filed this motion of no confidence in parliament, there have been a lot of threats and intimidation. So we want to make sure that even those of the ANC who are being threatened by the people who are outside, who have not even taken an oath in parliament, but have the guts to say they must not vote for A, they must vote for B. We feel strongly that is against the spirit of our democracy and the Constitution.
There are critics who say that it would be against the spirit of the Constitution to allow MPs to vote in secret because they are public representatives. The public must see how they vote.
No, but you will start when you vote for the MPs, you vote secretly for me to be in parliament.
For the president also.
And also for the president if there are two people. So the secret voting is practiced anyway. It's not something new. So we are saying protect these MPs who are being intimidated by these thugs outside parliament.
So if you get what you ask for, and that is a secret ballot, are you confident though that Minister Mhlobu at State Security and all those spies will not find a way of figuring out how the ANC MPs voted, because the voting is electronic?
No. It won't be electronic if it is secret, because we will go and put X and then put it in the bag, then it will be counted.
Do you, Mr. Holomisa, have any indication, if you get what you ask for, how many ANC MPs there are who are critical enough of their own president to vote against him, knowing that some of the backbenchers are very reliant on this salary and on their position on the ANC list? They can't just do as they please.
Well, of course, if the voting is secret, so they should not be afraid. So this exercise we are doing, we are helping those cowards who cannot stand on their own both feet. But on a serious note, you have heard the SACP, COSATU, all those two parties are represented in parliament. Why Blade and Nzimande would still vote for Zuma, whereas they have publicly said that Zuma must go.
Dr. Makosi Khoza is perhaps another example of a very outspoken critic of the president.
Even the chief whip has been critical of Zuma's administration.
But then he asked for his colleagues to vote for the president.
That's fine, but now we are saying here is a secret vote. I mean, ballot. You make use of it. Nobody is going to detect you.
What are your lawyers telling you? Because not all lawyers in the country have consensus over this, right? Some of them are saying, like the speaker is saying, no, there are rules. I must stick to the rules. There's no such thing as a secret ballot.
In fact, the Constitutional Court should give us a determination on how to move forward. For instance, the speaker has not used her own powers to use his own rules to refer the matter to the Rules Committee. The Rules Committee could have come up with the decision to say, let's have secret ballot.
Mr. Holomisa, it's very rare for opposition parties to agree even on such a topic as the secret ballot, but we saw last week this big march to the union buildings in which you were very instrumental in organizing. The DA, the UDM, EFF and so forth, all of you guys on one stage. Yesterday, Mr. Malema tweeted, "I can smell a government of national unity," and then you responded to that. Is this seriously something which the opposition parties are already discussing, 2019?
You must remember that the opposition parties in this country has been with the initiative since Zuma ascended to power, being a suspect in the first instance. For the last 8 years, ANC has been on the back foot. You have witnessed how the voters in this country rewarded the role of the opposition during the local government election. I cannot rule out the possibility that come 2019, it could be a forced government of national unity, but this time forced by the voters, not by arrangement.
But would a true government of national unity cannot exclude the ANC, can it?
It cannot include the ANC, depending how many seats they've got in Parliament. It cannot
include them, or it cannot exclude them?
It cannot exclude them. We want harmony from now on and try and create stability. There are things which ANC has done which are good, and you can see right now they are unable to be an opposition, effective opposition. They don't know how to oppose. So we rather take them along if the need be. Okay,
but is your duty as opposition parties, doesn't it go beyond opposing Mr. Zuma? I mean, much of these protests were targeted at him as an individual, but is your duty not to oppose the ANC as governing party? Because the ANC enabled Mr. Zuma.
We have been opposing ANC for the last 8 years. But on this particular case, we focused on President Zuma. And we hope that if ANC doesn't act, then the strategy is going to change by saying to the voters, come 2019, we must punish ANC for putting the interest of the country at the back ahead, putting the interest of the ANC and their individuals ahead of the country.
If the ANC falls under 50% in 2019, would you not also consider lobbying for EFF, DA, UDM and all the other parties together to just push the ANC out?
It's still too early to talk that language right now, but if the voters are saying we have listened to your call, we have punished the ANC, then take us forward. Why not?
Mr. Holomisa, you speak of the need for a national convention. It sounds almost like CODESA from the early 90s. Is it the same thing or is it different?
It's more or less the same thing because whether we like it or not, from 1994 up to this stage, there are good things which we have done as a country. But there are some inherent defects in our system which I think we need to correct them. The way of correcting them, because there were no winners in the conflict of South Africa, we agreed that we should sit down. I feel strongly that we still need to converge once more and say the issue of land, this is what we tried to agree upon, but there are these problems. The issue on the economy, we need to adjust here and there. Who is prepared to be on board on this issue? There is no way where one is just going to say, I'm going to do this against the will of other people, because the Constitutional Court will deal with you if you behave like that.
Mr. Holomisa, thank you very much for coming in tonight.
Thank you.
Dit was die leier van die UDM, Bantu Holomisa.